I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So the Minnesota Vikings lose in horrible, extremely ugly, horrible fashion to the Green Bay Packers. Shout out GG's respect to the Green Bay Packers coaching staff and players, right? Uh-huh. They outcoached the Vikings, outplayed the Vikings, however you want to look at it, etc., etc. So shout out to them. You hear? Hmm. As far as the season, I'm gonna talk about an array of things, KOC, McCarthy, defense, offense, boom, what direction this team needs to go in general. But as far as the season and where we're at with the season, is the season officially over? It may sound crazy, local, but I'm still not going to say the season as far as making the playoffs or having a chance of making the playoffs is over. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that when stats say, um, facts say that the Vikings, at this point, before their game with the Packers, they had room to lose one more game, and that's it. Well, today was the one more game they were available to lose, you know? Talking as far as facts and what needs to happen and doesn't need to happen for them to still have a chance, correct? Yeah. But now officially, they have to win 6 games in a row. Yeah, bro. You hear me? 6 games in a row. Yeah. Now, judging off of what we seen today, would we really believe or would it make sense to believe that the Vikings at this point, can win 6 games straight? Now, is it possible? Yeah, but do we think the Vikings can do it? You hear me? Being led by Kevin O'Connell, a head coach who's been the head coach for 4 years, who has yet to win a playoff game, really a big game. People love to talk about 13 win season, 14 win season, but never talk about no playoff wins, etc., etc., etc. So why now should we believe in KOC? I don't care if he has the Coach of the Year award. He hasn't been a Coach of the Year. And even today versus the Packers, he let his team down, you know? But me being a true fan, the biggest, you hear me? The biggest, yeah. If it's still a chance, still a glimmer of hope, even a small percentage that the Vikings can still make the playoffs and they can low key turn their season around if they beat Seattle. Now, that's a big if heavy, bro. You hear me? That is a big if. And if I gotta say, do I think or believe they're gonna go in there in Seattle and bring their A game and beat Seattle? You hear me, dog? Can they do it? Yeah, but will they do it? I say hell to the no, no, no. You hear me? Because I think this head coach, may have lost his team, lost his squad. But as a Vikings fan, I won't ever root for them to lose. It's still hope, homie. You hear me? Yeah. Even if it's a small percentage, they still got a shot. Now they lose to Seattle, boom, over finito. And you officially won't hear me mention nothing else about playoffs. Playoffs. We talking playoffs, baby. You hear me? Huh? But yeah, it's still hope, bro. It's still hope, period. And I think this team will still fight. But my biggest question is, like I say, and I'm going to just start there with it, KOC. He may have really officially lost his team. As the season has went along more and more, right on and on, especially this week, his team just has been regressing. You hear me, homie? Heavy. He has yet to take the blame and take responsibility and say what he could do better or certain things that he could do better. It's always, oh, we are our guys. You hear me? Never like, yeah, I did that. I take full responsibility. And at this point, I feel like at this point in his career, I understand people want to make McCarthy the scapegoat. But if we're being realistic, you hear me? Yeah, man. This regime has been here for 4 years. I repeat, they have been here for 4 years. And Quasi, bring your motherfucking ass over here too, bruh. No cap. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Bring your ass round yonder, right? You know. But 4 years of the new regime, this team has yet to win a playoff game. This organization, franchise, has yet to have a positive draft under Quasi. Yeah, now we can say we're still figuring McCarthy out. Dallas Turner coming into his own. You like to see that. But at the end of the day, his draft picks, for the most part, majority have been ass. And I know he's performed well in the offseason at times, acquiring certain free agencies, right? But you don't want to depend on building your team with free agents. That's not how it works, right? Right. Yeah, bro. You build in the draft. His scouting team, scouting room has been trash as atrocious. So he is on a hot seat as well. It may be time for him to get up out of there as well. You hear me, dog? Heavy. It's no way around it at this point. But with KOC, he has proven what type of coach he is. You hear me? Who he is as a head coach. I took game notes down, but I don't even need the notes for what? Yeah, you really never need the notes, homie. You hear me? 4 years, KOC has yet to coach a full 4 quarters. You know? Boom. Yeah, I said it, and you know it's real. For 4 years, I'll say it again. You hear me, huh? KOC has yet to coach a full 4 quarters of football. So why in the hell do we believe he will ever be able to do that, huh? Yeah, man. He lost this game today. He lost this game today, period. He's the reason everything turned around in a negative way. What do I always say? One play can change a game for the positive or the negative. You hear me? One bad play can set your whole drive back. Not only that, homie, depending on what type of play it was, how colossal it was. You hear me? How big of a mistake it was, bro. It could set you back the whole game. You could never get momentum back. You hear me? The whole game, especially if you have more bad plays piling up and piling up. You hear me, dog? Heavy, especially if your team has given up. Period, man. Hands down, man down. That's exactly what happened today. I repeat, that's exactly what happened today. Right? Right. Now, I know people have been trying to coddle KOC, protect him. He got coach of the year. So, oh, all right, boom. They don't want to call him out. He has connections across the whole NFL world. I don't give a damn. Huh? You hear me? About his connections, this bullshit, politicking and politics and favoritism and all that other bullshit that goes on, man, or may go on allegedly here. You hear me? Around yonder, throw that up in there, right? But at the end of the day, KOC cannot no longer evade blame. You hear me? Oh, it's easy for the nut riders to blame McCarthy. Oh, yeah, it's easy for him to be the scapegoat. They really gonna be on him now. Oh man, I'm hearing people talking about how bad he looked, how it's all on him. He's a bust, this and that. Oh, give up your this, give up your stock on McCarthy, give up your belief and faith in McCarthy. Why? You hear me? The verdict is still out on McCarthy heavy. You know, this was an overall bad performance. Started with overall bad play calling from your head coach, the guy who was supposed to put his players in the best position possible to win. You hear me, dog? No cap. So everyone wants to blame McCarthy because he had some bad throws. So what? He had some good throws as well. You know? The whole game changed when after that drive, homie, when they went away with no points. Yeah, bring the momentum down, team morale down, huh? You hear me, dog? Heavy. Damn near felt it, right? Correct? Yeah, man. They running the ball, getting 6, 7 yards a pop. You put Jordan Mason in, he elevates it. He's taking over. He's gashing them bitches, gassing the Swiss cheese packers. They're on their heels. They're on their heels. You know? Yeah, man. And like we see week in, week out, the inconsistent play calling from Kevin O'Connell. You hear me? And now the inconsistent play is permeating through his team, but it starts with him. You hear me? They get it from him. Aren't they taking on the identity of their head coach? What does their head coach always do? Has mental breakdowns. This dumb punk chump lines up TJ Hawkinson. First off, he brings him in motion, makes it even more obvious. You hear me? So you know what's coming. Instead of him trying to make TJ Hawkinson more of a decoy, maybe flip the ball to someone else, do a reverse. You hear me? or boom, hike it to JJ or something different to throw him off, you know? But he puts this big punk chump, softy punk who's done nothing this whole year, who's overpaid, top 5 tight end, my ass gump. You hear me, dog? Heavy. You know? He's soft. He's been soft, not reliable. And they paying him all this damn money. Need to be focused and concerned about cutting him, dog. Matter of fact, put a new boy in, put that young rookie in, put somebody else up in there around yonder with speed, huh? With speed. You hear me? Hawkinson ain't been the same since his injury, man. And even before then, he was still soft and washing up slowly but surely, correct? Slowly but surely, huh? You hear me, dog? Heavy. It's no sugarcoating it, right? It's no way around it. Hawkinson is who he damn is. But KOC, for some, got some idea in his mind. He went somewhere mentally, right? Oh, I think this may be a good idea. Let me motion Hawkinson in on 3rd and 1. When my running back has been tearing it up the whole drive, they can't stop us. We've been getting 7 yards a pop. But let me put Hawkinson in. Ding, ding, bling, ring. That just went off in his fucking head. Are you kidding me? How, huh? Why? A random, dumb, stupid play like we see from KOC every time, especially in red zone, right? Big time situations. He doesn't have the mental capacity to do it. You hear me? And that is clear now. 4 years in, man, and it's not. Isn't it ironic? This man has still yet to coach a full 4 quarters of football, bro. Do you hear me? Heavy. His play calling, bro. His mind goes somewhere. Sean McVay carried him a lot in Los Angeles, right? The great defense they had, great front, carried him a lot in Los Angeles. You hear me, dog? Heavy, right? Yeah. And I'm not mistaken, KOC didn't even call plays with the Rams, you know? Heavy. Let me know in the comments, bro. Is that true or false? But I don't believe he was a play caller for the Rams, right? Huh. And then on top of that, you hear me, dog? He's in his own ego. He can't give up play calling. Hey, boom, give it there to McCown. Give it to Wes Phillips or somebody else, or hire somebody, right? Bring another coach in to help you, maybe even help your quarterback, right? I'm hearing people talk about the ball, the ball. Well, whatever, man. Whatever the case may be. Yeah. KOC is too much into his ego. He thinks it will affect his coaching career or coaching legacy for some damn apparent reason, like it will set him back or take away him being a good head coach. You know? That's what it all comes down to. You hear me? I guarantee it. You can look from the outside looking in. Yeah, man. He don't want to give up play calling. He don't want to better his team. That's all he tells me. He don't really care. That's all he tells me. You hear me? You know? He would rather sit there and be stubborn instead of say, hey, let me check myself right quick. I'm not good at play calling. I set my team back every damn week in, week out. Then get on a podium talking about we, but he can never say what he has done correctly or incorrectly, man. Heavy. Comes to a point you're tired of it, right? Yeah. You know? But 3rd and 1 goes with Hawk. They stop it. 4th and 1, oh man, so predictable. Then boom, you come away with no points. You hear me? 0 points, nothing, nada, nothing. And the game changed from there. Then the domino effect. Everything started going what? Downhill. You hear me? Miles Price fumble. Period. Now, would the Vikings have won the game if KOC would have called a better play call? You know, it's no guarantee they would have got it, but it's no guarantee they wouldn't have got it, dog. Huh? The way they was toting that tater, you hear me? 7 yards a pop. You can almost damn for sure, for certain, for sure, guarantee they would have got a 3rd and 1 and come back right back. Boom, 4th and 1. Huh? But at the end of the day, you won't know because KOC went somewhere mentally to do some dumb shit, trying to be fancy. Oh, he did it his way. My call. Yeah, my call. So he can bump his chest type shit like that. You hear me? You know. That's who he is as a head coach. And, don't like to say it, but it may be time for him to go. Hands down, man down. You hear me? It may be that point in time for KOC to get out the fucking dough. Yeah. You hear me? Quasi as well, homie. Period. You know? I give Quasi a little more leeway than O'Connell, because of what he has done in free agency, but he's on a hot seat too. You hear me? Boom. And I would not be mad at all if his ass went out the door. But the Wilfs, you know the Wilfs, the nice ass Wilfs, you hear me? Who stuck with Zimmer for 6 years too long, 6 years extra when he should have been gone years prior, right? Heavy. But the Wilfs, who are cool with being average, mediocre, their team, all right, yeah. We go to the playoffs, then come back, have a bad season. All right, boom. Just staying relevant. They're cool with that, man. Long as they got ass in the seats. And just like the Minnesota Vikings fans, they proven they're cool with their team being average and mediocre. You hear me? Heavy, you know? I.e., that's why they love Kirk Cousins so much. Roll with Kirk Cousins so much. Nut Riders, Kirk Cousins, Crusaders, huh? You hear me? The whole damn nine, the whole damn yards, Players come in, take all their money, rob them for money, get bullshit contracts, overextending players, keeping players too damn long, overly favoritism, bullshit, politics, who's been here longer, who's been there longer. Kick rocks, man. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Yeah. But KOC, he's shown who he is. Big time moments, big games, he collapses. Like I said in my live, he's starting to remind me of the Kirk Cousins at the head coach position. Huh? Yeah, man. Any big game, any big time moment, right? Especially this season. They talk about McCarthy regressing. What? First off, he's played 6 games. How does he have time to regress? You hear me? Huh? KOC been regressing for 4 years, homie. I repeat, 4 years. So what we really talking about here round yonder? Oh, I know. McCarthy is just the scapegoat. It's easy to point the blame at him, huh? Directly, right? Point the fingers at him, huh? Oh, yeah, I get it. I dig it. You get my drift, man? That's all it is. These analysts protecting KOC, coaches protecting him, huh? You hear me? Sending them texts, calling them, saying y'all been playing hard, but I guarantee they didn't say he been messing up, you know? But it's KOC, bro. He lost this game today, period. He affected the game today in a negative way, and he's been doing it the whole season. You hear me? So that's where I feel like the Vikings should be at with KOC. Now, knowing the Wilfs, the soft ass Wilfs, hell yeah, he'll be there for at least another 2-3 years. And I wish him the best, dog. Wish him much success for real. I'm the first one step up, ride for the man. You hear me? Got much love for him. Period, dog. My brother. You hear me? But when you're right, and you're wrong. You're wrong. And KOC has messed this team over. He lost this game today. Clear as day, man. Clear as day. Was it other factors that played a role? Hell to the yeah. I'm going to get into that soon. But at the end of the day, your head coach, making bad decisions on a consistent basis. And now your team is making bad decisions on a consistent basis. You hear me? Point blank, period. Bitch, yeah. Bitch, yeah. Huh? Now let's go to McCarthy. Now, McCarthy, I'm not giving up on McCarthy. I'm not sitting here saying McCarthy is a bust. Oh, I know they're going to say that. No, you haven't seen enough good nor bad from McCarthy to say if he's good or not, man. To say if he will be a bust or not, man, homie. You hear me, dog? Today had some good plays, had some bad plays, etc., etc. You hear me? But they want to talk about McCarthy and not the O-line play. I'm not buying that. Heavy. They want to talk about McCarthy and not talk about KOC leaning on the run again, coming back to the run again the second half. They don't want to speak on KOC running the ball on 1st and 10 after your defense made a great stop, got off the field, got you the ball back. You got momentum, and he does nothing with it. You hear me? 1st and 10, you throw the ball. 2nd down, you throw the ball. You're backed up. McCarthy gets sacked. On top of that, are we not going to talk about the atrocious offensive line play that was out there today, dog? You hear me? Christian Darrisaw was getting his ass beat all day, all game. I don't even know if he's 100%. You hear me? He plays for 3 quarters, then he goes. You got weak ass SKOL in again. Are you kidding me? The O-line across the board got beat up and banged up. Period. Now, did JJ play a perfect game? Hell no. Did he have some bad throws? Hell yeah. Did he look bad at times? Hell yeah, homie. You hear me? But what the hell do you expect? From a rookie quarterback getting thrown into the fire, getting thrown to the wolves, and his head coach performing poorly in big time situations. Yeah, man. Pick and choose, man. Pick and choose. So they trying to protect KOC, but try to make JJ McCarthy the scapegoat, right? No, bruh. I see right through it. You see it clear if you seeing it clear anyway. You hear me? Ain't no way you can blame JJ McCarthy and say it's enough footage on him and the verdict is out on him. No, man. The man has shown true heart, true determination, showed he has that dog in him, and he's a winner. Yeah. And put in the right situation, he will win. Yeah, he got technical errors, technical issues to figure out. Yeah, he got to learn the game, right? Yeah. Yeah, the game got to slow down for him. But shit, you think about the circumstances, he's done pretty damn well. Period. This whole game was ass today, bro. The whole rhythm got ruined by KOC. Everything changed when KOC blew it. Period. Ain't no way around it, man. Ain't no way around it, Jack. You hear me? It's just what it is. Everything changed. McCarthy looked good. The team looked good. Looked calm, confident, poised when KOC was dialing it up. Really the whole first half. You hear me? Until one bad play call. Period, man. For real. You run the ball. You run the ball. And he leans away from the run. So we can talk about everything JJ McCarthy needs to fix, what he needs to do, what he needs to change. Talk about it all day. We know what mechanics he needs to tweak and work on. But you can say you really seen enough from McCarthy to say if he's a bust or not. I say hell to the no. But you know who we really have seen enough of, huh? Who really has shown his true colors for 4 years is KOC. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. You hear me? Yeah, man. Period. So let's calm down on JJ McCarthy once again. I'm still rocking with JJ McCarthy once again. I still believe in McCarthy once again. You hear me, homie? Yeah, he got work to do. He got to work his ass off. He got to get better as well. But ain't no way you can sit back, boom, and have observed the game for real. You hear me? Some of them analysts don't even be watching the full game, man. For real, man. Stop the cap, bro. Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Huh? Period, bro. No cap. They got all these opinions, what should happen, what shouldn't happen. They don't even got the eye test to prove it, to lean, to stand on it. Huh? Yeah, man. So McCarthy, keep your head up, keep getting better, but I'm not giving up on McCarthy at all. Next up, the defense. Shout out to the defense once again. I ain't even got to dive in too much long on this one here. We know the defense is the strong point of the team. We know the defense carries this team, been carrying them, keeping them in games all season, right? Heavy, no way around it. You hear me? Shout out respect to the defense, bro. They can only bend but not break for so long. They've been on the field all season. I repeat, all season, right? Correct. They was on the field majority of this game. What more do you want from them? What the hell do you want from your defense, dog? No cap, bro. You hear me, dog? Heavy, straight up. Even with a secondary that is lacking in talent. But even with the missing holes that need to be filled, they still are performing at a high level. You hear me? Not giving up touchdowns, etc. And week in, week out, the offense continues to fail them, continues to let them down, period. Ain't no way around it, bro. For real. Heavy. Can they tighten up certain things? Hell yeah. Is Metellus a liability in coverage? Harrison Smith a liability in coverage? Who else, bro? Isaiah Rodgers a liability in coverage? Shit, the whole secondary is, right? Hell to the yeah. But even then, with those issues and problems, they still find a way to play good ball. Period, bro. They still find a way to play good ball and keep you in the game, keep you in the dog fight. And the offense lets them down every damn time. Hey, it might be time for probably time to make Flores the head coach at this point. Yeah, I said it, bro, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Matter of fact, let's make that the new trend, huh? Let's make that the new thing that is in. Because I mean, damn, if Flores can change a whole defense in 2 years, like he has done with the Vikings, huh? You know, bringing along journeymen, trash players for real, huh? Players anywhere else playing on any other defense have been trash and ass, but for some reason, Flores finds a way to change their game, reinvent them. You hear? So it's something about him as a coach, as a man, as etc. Whatever it is, about his player development abilities. You know, football IQ. His players believing in him and wanting to play for him, right? Yeah, hell to the yeah. It's something about him, bruh. You know, his coaching abilities. Like I always say, coaching is the most important part of a team, but his coaching abilities allows him to bring the best out of players. And he's doing this still with the lack of talent in the personnel. This isn't the personnel he wants, I guarantee it. Now up front on the exterior, yeah, he's probably satiated with those guys up front in the trenches. But the secondary, even the linebacking core, linebacking room, yeah, man, come on, bro. I guarantee that's not who he wants in his secondary. But even then, with the lack of, he finds a way to produce and build a solid defense. Damn, bro. That keeps this offense in the game every time around. Keeps him in the game, no cap. Point blank, period, dog. Straight up. You hear me? You know, even when they're tired, banged up, attrition has set in, bruised up, probably frustrated, wondering what the fuck going on with this offense, right? The fuck going on around here? Yeah, bro. You hear me? They continue to fight, continue to be dogs, huh? Leave it on the field, put it all on the line, week in, week out, for they brothers. You hear me? They brothers in war, brothers in unity, right? But the offense, bro, lets them the fuck down. KOC lets them down, period. And people still trying to save him, coddle, caress him. Kill that noise, bro. The jig is up. Very similar, very eerie to Kirk Cousins. Let's not forget that, right? Huh? Yeah, very eerie feeling this with your head coach, to give off the same vibes and starting to give off the same energy as Kirk Cousins did, right? Yeah. You hear me? Yeah, man. So I think it may be time for Brian Flores to get a real head coaching look. And I'm talking about in home, in town, in house with the Minnesota Vikings, homie. You hear me? Heavy, bro. Because what he did with the defense, I want to see what he can do with the team as a whole, overall team as a whole, baby. You hear me? Huh? With him controlling every aspect, his scouting room, all of his personnel, offensively, defensively, because he can identify defensive players, right? Yeah, you hear me, dog? Straight up. Can he identify great offensive players? Huh? Is the course done? Period, bro. Let's get it, and that's what it is. But moving forward, man, hey, it's still a chance for them playoffs. Got Seattle next week. Man, everybody gonna assume that it's a victory for Seattle, correct? Correct. But at the end of the day, which Vikings team will show up? Huh? Yeah. But that's how I feel about it. The state of the Vikings, what needs to happen, what don't need to happen, period. Hmm. And we shall see, dog, what the Vikings gonna do once again. How will they respond? How will they respond with the season officially on the line for real? Yeah, man. Hey, you know what it is. Big SKOL here. Fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about the video, man. Straight up. SKOL Vikes, win, lose, or draw. And guess what? We run the North. Yeah. Believe that.